Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Asset investor. And I had a few things that I wanted to go over with you as we go off into our weekend. The first one is that this is from AMB Crypto. XRP can now be handed, I don't know if they said that right, handed via paper account, TipBot's new secret feature announced by creator. And what this is about is Wheat Say Wind was on CKJ Crypto. CKJ interviewed him, and he announced on there, it says, new XRP TipBot paper accounts spread the love and send a tip to anyone in seconds, even if they don't have an account, even if they don't have a social media accounts. Now, my understanding of the way that this will work is like let's say you're in a restaurant, a waitress could have literally a piece of paper with a QR code on it, and you would be able to tip that waitress XRP via that, just with her piece of paper, if that was what you wanted to do. And so this is cool. I mean, it just shows you how things are developing, and this is going to get easier and easier and easier. And you're literally riding the revolution. If you know about this right now, I see things like this and they just blow my mind at just some of the geniuses that are involved in the XRP community and how fast some of these things are moving when it's we're so early and we're still already beginning to see things like this. But all credit to CKJ and Wheat Say Wind to getting this out there. This is huge. XRP community is so far ahead of all these other digital asset communities, it's not even funny. So that's a good piece of news to send you into the weekend. Also, this is a good piece of news. One thing that I've said over and over on this channel, having been a financial advisor in the past, is that early on I recognized this as what they call it now, which is a new asset class, digital assets. Well, if you're going to create a new asset class, we are at the very beginning of these guys from the traditional financial world. They're going to come out with every type of investment product that you can even imagine. And so for you to own XRP before those investment products even begin to be created is just such it's like I say all the time, it's a once in two lifetimes opportunity. The last time that a new asset class was created was literally over 100 years ago. And so that is what your position is right now if you're an XRP holder. And if you're not a holder, then go and watch some of my prior videos and become one, because you don't want to miss out for your children and grandchildren's sake on what is coming. But this article here is, I think I'm saying this right, Votion would be the name of this company, starting the trillion crypto bond era. And this is just one article about one of these investment products that's going to be created that I've been talking about. It's just a matter of time, and they're coming because they smell the money. Listen to this. Recently, Votion, a blockchain project led by Wall Street executives, has entered into the public site with a goal of the $1 trillion blue ocean market, crypto bonds. In the traditional financial market, the global equity assets are $80 trillion, while the low-risk fixed income credit assets are $100 trillion. In parallel, a number of companies that are of comparable scale to Binance in the crypto bond market are emerging. Votion is founded with such ambition. The infrastructural development is getting close to completion, and Votion is about to make its crypto bond debut in November. So, as the digital asset investor has been telling you, Wall Street smells the money, and Wall Street is going to have every type of investment product that you can imagine. And you and I beat them all to the punch. We were here first. It's the first time that I know of in history where there was an opportunity for an average Joe sitting behind his computer who was keeping an open mind and looking for opportunity to change the lives of it for his families, is able to do so. And we did it, and they're coming. Okay, moving along. As I showed you a couple of weeks ago, maybe a week ago, Morgan Stanley report says crypto now an institutional asset class. Okay, then today, Morgan Stanley says the dollar bull run has ended. Time to sell. How convenient for all of us, because when these people start selling the dollar, where do you think a great place for them to put some of that money in a digital asset that cannot be printed at will like the dollar? We're at the perfect crossroads of history, people, and that's why I showed you this article. Okay, moving along, I want to show you something. I'm going to end this with a little inspirational thing. There are so many new subscribers to this channel. I'm going to tell you what I've told a lot of the people that listened to me in the past, and then I'm going to finish it off with a poem that was sent to me by one of my friends on Twitter. And trust me, guys, I'm not a poem guy, but there are things that are important in life, and this poem kind of sums up one of them that's more important to me than most things. I've told many of you in the past that I'm extremely involved with my two sons in making them. We have two goals for my two sons. I'll put it this way. I want them to be straight A students, which they both are, and I want them to both make a Division I baseball team. I want them to be the smartest, great baseball players that have ever been put out on the planet Earth. That's what I decided a while back. My mother-in-law actually sent me an article, and it was about Freddie Freeman, who, in my opinion, is one of the best hitters on the in the major leagues, but he's on the Atlanta Braves. He's a left-handed hitter, and he's about 6'5". And my mother-in-law gave me an article one time, and it was about Freddie Freeman, whose mother died of skin cancer when he was younger. And so his father, to bond with his sons, would take them to hit. And Freddie really took to it. And so they would hit all the time. But what I got out of that article and then researching other baseball players as it went along is that the one thing that all of the greatest baseball players in history and the ones that are in the major leagues now, they all have one thing in common, and that is that they swung at more baseballs growing up than any other kid that they knew. And now they're in the major leagues. Well, major leagues, that's one thing. I'm more interested in an education at a really good Division I school for my kids. So we're going to make that our goal now. Both of my kids make really good grades, and they will continue to do so because they have parents that care that they make good grades. And so, but what I wanted to go over today is what I have done with my kids and what my goal is. And the reason I'm telling you this is life is all about persistence. I've told you that over and over and over. Well, this is what we're doing to ingrain in my sons. This is what I'm doing to ingrain in my sons persistence and what it will get you. And I'm going to run through the numbers. And if you're not into this kind of thing, I understand. Turn this off and go do something else and enjoy your weekend. But I think that many of you might find this as a fascinating exercise. Okay, here's what I do with my sons. My sons hit 2 buckets of baseballs, and they do it 3 times a week each. And this has become a major bonding experience for me and my sons. Okay, so about 65 balls are in a bucket, around, okay? 2 buckets. I throw them a bucket each, and they hit 1 bucket off of the tee, because the tee is a very important part of baseball all the way up through the major leagues. And so what that comes out to, 3 times a week, 52 weeks in a year, that comes out to, they will both hit 20,280 balls per year. Now, my 12-year-old son, I started him when he was 7 because he was my guinea pig. I started him when he was 7, and he's been doing this now. He's now 12 years old. By the time he is 16 years old, he will have hit 182,520 balls. My 6-year-old, because he has a bigger brother, he started when he turned 5. That 6-year-old, by the time he's 16, will have hit 223,080 balls. Now, to compare them to your average kid that's going through Little League and has the average parent who's doing the average things, they're probably normally hitting whenever the season comes close to starting. Those kids might, if they're lucky, the ones that do it a lot, might hit 20 or 25,000 balls. And that's going to be beside my 12-year-old who's going to hit 182,000 and my 6-year-old who will have hit 223,000 balls. What I'm betting is that that's going to get them Division I, probably scholarships. And that's what I want them to learn out of this, is what it takes to be the best. Okay, now moving along. I'm going to round this point out. Ian Northing sent me a poem because I had put out a poem about, really it was a poem about what your children see and how important it is what your children see on a daily basis and what you put out, because you are your children's example, and that's your greatest responsibility. In my opinion, if we do nothing else in life, we need to put out children that are better and better equipped to improve the world than what we were able to do. And that is what I see as my goal in life, is to put out a child who makes this world a better place, a much better place. So here's the poem. And this poem was given to me by, if you don't follow Ian Northington, at LANBINS. A little fellow follows me. Sorry, there's a blower starting up across the yard, so I'm going to try to do this quick. A careful man I want to be. A little fellow follows me. I do not dare to go astray, for fear he'll go self-same way. I cannot once escape his eyes. Whatever he sees me do, he tries. Like me, he says he's going to be that little chap who follows me. He knows that I am big and fine, and believes in every word of mine. The base in me he must not see, that little chap who follows me. But after all, it's easier, that brighter road to climb, with little hands behind me to push me all the time. And I reckon I'm a better man than what I used to be, because I have this lad at home who thinks the world of me. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe and hit the like button, and tell your friends and family that your children are your greatest responsibility. Thanks for listening.